Hey there everyone and welcome to some more Near Monsters PvP, continuing on with the team which I've shown in a couple of videos recently. This is against Randolph, who's another guy from the forum, and this team is brutal, using Canishogun with those two piercing blow monsters that are really high speed, and he has them going into a Sober King and a Malwing, so he has got the Wraith Host there to backbite them after they've done their piercing blow, and quite clearly the idea is he's going to remove stun protection with those piercing blows to then get the maximum effectiveness out of those Sober King and Malwing. Ideally they will sleep two monsters as they've done here, and he has now complete control over where this battle is heading. So he just starts charging the divine moves, the charge moves on Sober King. Malwing, he can blow back something here. He's going to blow back the Cyclozar. It's the monster that's going to get a turn most soon. There isn't like a massive target that he really needs to blow back, but he obviously wants to blow back to bring in his Dasikian and kind of the general plan of his team. So, yeah, he's got to take down that Blue Manuga really. So I think he's just going to hit it with a little attack to get rid of the shield. Yeah, the survivor from the Dasikian. He's still got Retribution on Canishogun to use when he wants, so he's kind of saving that for now. Charges up Sober King the second time, so now it can one-shot things. That Confident Strike, it only just about kills Blue Maluga, to be honest. So now he uses the Retribution for Gangrilla, and this is pretty clever, using Divine Rebirth on Polarian, so he avoids the Frozen Revenge thing. Also earlier on, when he could have knocked back with Malwing, it's important that he knocked back Cyclozar, because Polarian would get a second Dreamy entrance, which may mess him up, towards the end of the battle. He doesn't know where it's heading. But, I mean, to be honest, we can see where this is heading. I'm in so bad shape. So he gets rid of the Cynthia when it gets to Wraith Host. Now, obviously Malwing and Vixorid are kind of targets, but you've got to remember at this point, we're getting too close to the point where Christine and Snowhawk are going to wake up. So he's got to bear that in mind, and he's going to use Malwing with Spectrafin to Night Watch Malwing and Snowhawk. So he just skips with Wraith Host as he kind of prepares to see what's coming in. What does he actually need to really deal with? So Vixorid, if he kills that, something on his team will sleep. He decides to go for the Bulby Boom, because that can stun his Dasikian out of play. Maybe he's thinking that, or maybe otherwise it's going to purify the Christine. Snowhawk does that anyway. Either way, he takes down Bulby Boom, and I take down Canishogun. Unfortunately, he's ruined both my Link Storm and my Link Water here. That may have also been another consideration, so my Vixorid didn't have Instant Link Hypnotize when it got a turn. Anyway, so now I killed, one thing. He killed my Penguinator, so that's not going to bring me back into the battle. And I need to, if I get rid of this Wraith Host, Spectrafin won't have piercing, so that's quite nice. The Flare Vern, I also obviously need to deal with at some point. At least Dasikian stunned, but this really isn't looking good. How can I pull this back? Need to actually concentrate on the battle enough. I disconnected for a second. So he's going to get rid of my Stormfox, just removing all chance of me coming back into the game with stun. I see that the Flutterdrake Iris is next in line, so I am planning to try and come back with stun. That is going to be my way to pull this back. I have to purify so he doesn't kill my Nova Drake, and then I will be able to kill off that Wraith Host with my Nova Drake. So that's the plan. He knocks it back though, so I can't do that. So now I need to ideally kill the Flare Vern, but I also need to stop that Wraith Host from getting a turn, because it's definitely got Survivor charged, and it's also got the 400-second Mega Bomb charged, I think. I'm pretty sure by that point it does. Yeah, it definitely does. Anyway, so now I've got the two Stun Absorbers in there. Flare Vern isn't going to get a turn for ages, so he very smartly does swap for Helper on Flare Vern, so that he's not just going to get pushed into a 4v1 where I may somehow manage to pull this back. So he does that swap for Helper. It also means that his Spectrafin has piercing again. That's very nice, because I've got a few kind of whole ground type monsters around, whole grounds and shields. So I've obviously got to get rid of the Spectrafin here. I do it with a give turn. It's a bit faster on the seconds than if I did Transient Bash. Also means that I can save the Transient Bash for later. And it nicely lines up so I can get rid of the shield and then do the Toxic Killer on Flare Vern. But those shields are definitely messing me up. I can't really kill things off properly. I need to stun him, so I use the Snowball to get to the stun wave on Nova Drake. And then I get to this point here and I'm thinking, I'd love to get the kill on Nova Drake on that Flutter Drake Lotus, but I don't see how I can do it because the Spectral Wing is going to sacrifice itself, which charges the Retribution on Flutter Drake Lotus. So I just have to kill the Flutter Drake Lotus and hope. But it does mean that this is not, 4v1. That Spectral Wing getting rid of itself means that it is a 4v2, and I don't think I can really pull it back enough, considering that. I don't have the link. I go to use the link. Actually, no, that was using the give turn. I've run out of give turns. So I can grab one kill on Nova Drake here, killing that Beetle Brute, but the Tricranium did reload, so it's going to now kill my 2 non-camouflage monsters, which means, oh god, there's no way, absolutely no way I can come back now. But yeah, really good team building. That team he's got is brutal. I don't know how he did in the ranked PvP, or what kind of win rate that team gets. I can't speak today. I'm sorry. I'll try again. What kind of win rate that team gets? I don't know how well it do, but definitely looks very strong. This second battle, we go against someone with a slightly different team. This is interestingly using the Beetle Brute with the Union attack, because he's got Lunactia there as another bug monster, basically the best bug monster. So the best 2 bugs are there. He's got the annoying Pluhermoth, so I get rid of that right away. And the Lightbane doesn't quite bring Aetherian down till ground. So I just start chipping down Drakion. It's the monster that I'm least scared of in his team. I skip back with Tartar Grenade. It's a little scary because he could use Union attack on my Polarian, but I figure it won't one-shot the Polarian. Lunactia, I don't want to face anything to do with that, so I put that to sleep and then step back. So now hopefully I'll get my Dreamy Entrance hitting something else. Unfortunately, the first Dreamy Entrance hit Catmander, the only thing that couldn't be put to sleep. Oh yeah, I forgot to say as well, he did Survivor Bane on Aetherian. Ooh, bad mistake. He definitely should have done Union attack. I'm pretty sure he figured it would put it to whole ground, it would do enough damage, but it doesn't. So that was a bit of a shame for him, but he was able to take down Aetherian there anyway. So the sleep hit Beetle Brute, that's excellent. I was also happy that the way it lined up, he felt forced to kill my Aetherian, like very tempted to at least, so he didn't remove the shield from my Christine, so that Christine could absorb the payback revenge from the Timberlord. Unfortunately, things froze up a bit there. Sorry, it happens in a later point in this battle as well, just unfortunately, that's how the recorder went. So I take down Beetle Brute. This guy's got like all the counters to sleep, with Arizard in there as well, and Catmander soaking up the first thing. So I take down Lunactia. Like I said, really don't want anything to do with that. The Chrono Killer, I don't know how much health that Utopian has, but I was pretty frustrated when I saw that. I was like, God, it's so close. How did it not go down? So I decided to do the Link Slaybane. I feared this guy's team did not have stun in. It just didn't look like a stun team. He may have had a Shocking Entrance in there, which would have been very nasty because my Bloom Luger, I think, would have entered after the Shocking Entrance hit. But I took an educated gamble there, and luckily I was right. I paused for ages trying to figure out what to do with Tartar Grenade. He could just dual Slayer Bane and, basically take out the Tartar Grenade. But I decided to do Taunt anyway because I liked the order of my monsters there. I liked the lineup of their turns, that I didn't need the give turn. And Taunt lines it up a bit better, and it kind of forces him to take out the Tartar Grenade. If I'd done like Survivor All and removed the shields and stuff, would have looked nice, but then he would have just ignored my Tartar Grenade, and I'd rather him forced to take it out. So interestingly, he didn't do the dual Slayerbane. Camouflage really messing him up in this battle. His Valzarane can kind of hit them, but the Tartar Grenade taunting meant that was harder, which is another reason why I went for it. So now, what do I go for? I decide at this point to get rid of the shields. So I give turn to the Bloom Luger to get rid of those shields, get rid of the Rockoid, and then it means that my monsters can perhaps do a little bit more. He can now take down the Tartar Grenade very nicely. That Chromera, though, it didn't get a kill there, so Chromera is now useless. And that Prismarix cannot deal with my camouflage monsters, so things are starting to just look like there's no way you can come back into this battle, because I can leave those two monsters alive, and they're not going to do enough in this battle. I like the way my monsters look. I don't want to face the Swift, whatever it's called, Swift Unwanted Friend from Motor Dragon, so I just kill that rather than the Tigeron. I was also planning on water cannoning the Tigeron. Then I see that Razor Storm's coming and it's going to overwatch everything, and I'm trying to work out, is it a problem if the Penguinator gets overwatched? I'm not too fussed about it, to be honest, because like I said, I've got camouflage monsters that it's not going to do well against. So, yeah, I just knock back the Tigeron instead. This dual Slayerbane can put Gangrilla to hold ground and doesn't quite kill the Cynthia. I also forgot to mention earlier, of course, I'm trying to get rid of Tigeron because it is a stun converter, and similarly, Razor Storm here. Weirdly, he overwatched Penguinator again. I do not know why. He definitely should have brought my Malwing and, you know, got a turn with Razor Storm and that kind of stuff. Perhaps he wanted to get a turn with Razor Storm and then, you know, get a kill, get a turn again, get another kill, or something like that. But, like, it was going to go down before. Anyway, definitely a misplay by my opponent there. I went for blowback on Penguinator just to kind of get around that Overwatch if I could, and I went around the Protector, so that was very nice. I also used Repent on Gangrilla because then the only monsters which have kills are my camouflage monsters. So Prismux is like useless, Penguinator is useless, Chroma is useless. It's a game win. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a video soon.